Welcome back, everybody. It is 8:46. Thank you so much for staying with us till this far. Well, today marks the continuation of the Albertina Sisulu legacy celebration, and we now cross to Nuclear in Johannesburg, and the Reverend Tabe is there to give us more details as to what exactly will be happening. A very good morning to you, Reverend. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you give us a bit more background as to today? What will be happening today? What should we expect to see?
Thank you for having me. Today we are celebrating the centenary ya Mama Sisulu. In the next 30 minutes or so, the service is going to resume. Behind me at Holy Cross Anglican Church here in Orlando, where the Metropolitan and the Archbishop of Cape Town, Dr. Cecil Thabo Makgoba, accompanied by our Diocesan Bishop of Johannesburg, Dr. Steve Moreo, would be presiding over the Eucharist, and some other clergy and other bishops would be accompanying us, and of course the family would be here after having started at the gravesite in the Crisis. So this is the almost part two of the proceedings of the day.
All right, Reverend, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. We hope to be crossing back to you in our later programs on Channel 404. That is Reverend Tabe. He's speaking outside the church, wherein that celebration commemorating the legacy of Mom Albertina Sisulu will be held today. All right, the second annual Johannesburg Film Festival will once again be showcasing some of the best movies. The festival, which screens a large variety of South African, and international films, will run over a period of 8 days and offer various industry leaders and stakeholders. The festival will also afford filmmakers, actors and people in the film industry the opportunity to network and engage. The festival will include selected 40 African and international curated releases from various countries. But to tell us more, we joined in studio by Angie Mills, the festival director of the Johannesburg Film Festival. A very good morning to you, Angie, and welcome.
Good morning and thank you.
The Joburg Film Festival, what prompted you to conceptualize it?
Look, Johannesburg is a world-class African city, and it really is a platform and a place where we wanted to show African cinema in particular, an excellent African cinema, and bring the rest of the world to Johannesburg to also engage in a festival around cinema that is African diasporic but also global, in conversation with one another, and then towards a partnership with Discop, which is a film market that is part of the festival. And that way we bring creatives together with the business of film, in essence. Yeah.
This festival is in its second edition. It debuted last year, isn't it?
It debuted in 2016.
2016.
And this is the second edition, the 2018 edition.
Right,
yes.
right. So what is it that you plan to do differently? I mean, looking back at the first festival in 2016, what is it that you need to change or tweak here and there, or do something differently or much better this year?
Look, we have different elements to the festival. We really, I think, instead of saying what we do differently, I think it's more important to understand what we're growing upon.
Okay.
And we're developing our youth program much more extensively. So this year we've invited a number of young people from participating in the festival to also giving them the forum to pitch at Discop. So if they have production ideas, if they have small little films that they have a trailer for, it's an opportunity for them to come and actually meet over 2,500 producers and buyers.
Okay.
So that's one thing that we're doing. The second is that we're pushing for much more kind of engagement around the public. And we're doing that through showing films at King's. And I think perhaps the seminal event will be the Constitution Hill Women's event. And that is really to take up the conversation and discourse about gender equity and what's happening in film and television and culture in South Africa. And again, this is a highlight of the festival. It's a free screening, and we are going to be engaging around a film with people like Lebo Mashile and a number of international guests to talk about the state of women in the industry here and also probably elsewhere.
We're talking of the Joburg Film Festival. Does that mean that films from other provinces will not be shown?
No, no, no. Joburg is really the site. Right, you know,
right.
we're really celebrating the city through the films.
Okay.
And so, of course, all films from South Africa have been invited into the festival. It's not just about
exclusive
the Johannesburg.
to Joburg.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Take us through some of the films that will be screened.
From a South African point of view, we're going to show a very exciting documentary called Everything Must Fall, which is about the Fees Must Fall movement. Right. We love this film. It really is a kind of anatomy of a movement, and it takes us into the belly of the story of how the movement started and then what happened to it.
Okay.
So that's something else. We're premiering a film about miners as well called Dying for Gold. We have Jamil Kubeka's film, So the Winter to the Skin. I'm very, very excited about it. For me, this is a homecoming in terms of that feature. We have, from Kenya, we have the controversial film Rafiki. I don't know if you know about it, but CNN and BBC have very much been talking about the fact that it's been banned because, in effect, it's a lesbian love story, and homosexuality is illegal in Kenya. And so it's a film that we're really proud to be showing. We're showing films from Tunisia, from Libya. We have a Palestinian film. We're also going to be showing some American films, but that are diaspora related, as well as from Brazil. So we're really, really happy to have this kind of cross-cultural mix.
Yeah. You've just mentioned some of the groundbreaking films and, which have touched certain people in a certain way. So what are your views about the current state of film in South Africa? Is there perhaps room for growth?
Look, I think in a way it's just beginning. We've seen a burgeoning of wonderful, wonderful film work. And we are beginning to, I think the key is to reconnect with the audiences and find ways in which to bring audiences to cinema. But in terms of the actual work that's being done, I think we're having a burgeoning industry. I think that we're seeing authentic stories that are not necessarily happy, but certainly real. So films like Ellen, which is doing very, very well right now on the circuit. And the more we tell stories that are relevant and relate to our lives, I think the more we'll have audiences coming to the cinema.
All right.
So we hope to do that with the curation of this festival.
All right, Angie, we literally have 10 seconds. Remind us again of the details of the festival.
The viewers can get the details on Joburg. Sorry, the website, Joburg.Khoza, www.joburg.Khoza.
All right.
Yeah, and on social media, and we're also on Facebook, and we're also on Twitter.
All right, it's free, isn't it?
No, we have Cinema Nouveau, which is a paid venue, but we have screenings which are free at King's and Alex, and also at Constitution Hill, which is the women-centered event.
All right, Angie, all the best. Thank you so much for coming through this morning.
Thanks.
Well, that was Angie Mills, the festival director of the Johannesburg Film Festival. All right, let's go for the final ad break now.